7,000. That's how many US troops are on the move to the Middle East right now, including elite Marines and paratroopers. A number like that tells you right away, this is not just a routine deployment. And you better believe a number like that gets noticed. Iran's leadership is making it very clear. They're watching every move, they're worried, and they believe a fight over one of their islands is a very real possibility. So, what would an operation like this actually look like? In this explainer, we're going to break it all down from a military logistics point of view. We're going to look at the hardware, the risks, and what the ultimate goal here might be. We'll cover 5 key things. First, what's happening on the ground right now. Second, the specific kind of force being sent in. Third, the possible targets. Fourth, the new dangers of a modern war. And finally, the big one. Is this a real invasion or is it a high-stakes poker game? Okay, let's dive right in by looking at the military moves that are putting the entire region on edge. So you've got 4,500 Marines steaming toward the region. They're backed by 2,000 troops from the 82nd Airborne. These are the guys who can be anywhere in the world in less than a day. You've also got A-10 Warthogs. They flee flying tanks, already circling the area. But here's the real tell. The thing that makes everyone really nervous? Russia is pulling its people out of Iran's nuclear power plant. When a major power like Russia starts packing up, you know they think something serious is about to go down. Alright, let's look at the main tool for a job like this. The Marine Expeditionary Unit, or MEU. You have to understand, this isn't just a bunch of soldiers. It's a purpose-built, all-in-one invasion force. Now, when you look at how an MEU is put together, this is what's so fascinating. The number of actual frontline infantry, it's a pretty small slice of the pie. The vast majority of the unit is all about logistics and support, and that's the key. Getting troops on the beach is one thing. Keeping them supplied with bullets, beans, and fuel, that is the whole ballgame. And that whole logistics machine is supported by some serious naval muscle. You have assault ships like the USS Tripoli and Boxer, which are basically floating air bases for F-35s and helicopters. Then you have the workhorses, ships whose only job is to get tanks, supplies, and food onto the shore. The whole thing is a self-contained ecosystem designed for one specific mission, hitting a beach and staying there. So you've got this highly specialized force moving into position. The critical question then becomes, where would they use it? And the analysis points to 2 very different, very strategic possibilities. Okay, on one side you have Karg Island. This is the economic jugular. It's the loading point for 90% of Iran's oil exports. Taking it would be a classic marine op designed to cripple their economy. On the other side, you have Keshem and Larak Islands. These aren't about money, they're about military control. Taking them means seizing the narrowest part of the Strait of Hormuz itself. And this chart shows a massive logistical problem. Larak Island is home to maybe 1,000 people, but Kesh? You're talking about 200,000 civilians. From a purely logistical standpoint, invading a place is one thing. Occupying and managing a hostile city of that size is an entirely different and much harder problem to solve. But an operation like this isn't just about moving troops and supplies anymore. Players have to deal with the new and frankly terrifying realities of the 21st century battlefield. I'm talking about FPV drones. We've all seen what these cheap little kamikaze drones have done in Ukraine. For a landing force trying to secure a beach and move supplies, the thought of facing swarms of these things is a brand new threat, one that US forces have never really had to face on this scale before. And here's the thing, Iran knows this. You can only land on an island in a few good spots, so any element of surprise is gone. An attacking force would be landing on a beach that is almost certainly prepped with trenches, traps, and drone operators sitting in fortified positions just waiting. And when you add all this up, the type of force, being highable risks, the choice of targets, it all boils down to one huge question. Is an actual invasion for real goal here, or is something else entirely going on? This is where the idea of a show of force comes in. It's entirely possible that this whole deployment isn't about starting a war at all. It might be about intimidating an opponent, showing them exactly what you're capable of, to force them back to the negotiating table without ever firing a shot. And remember, this isn't happening in a vacuum. Negotiations failed just a few months ago. Back then, Iran's leadership was defiant, basically saying they'd rather fight than give in. Well, this new military buildup looks like a very direct, very powerful answer to that defiance. Which leaves us right here with this central dilemma. This massive, complicated, and very risky military operation is unfolding in the Persian Gulf, and the entire world is watching and wondering, are these the final steps before war? Or is this just the most powerful negotiating tactic imaginable?